Okay, hello, good afternoon, evening. I'm very pleased to be here with Liam Devlin in our live link to Orlando, America. Hi, Liam.
Hello.
Hello. This is the second in our short films regarding Liam's talk at SPE in Orlando, as I've just mentioned. So, without further ado, I'd like to ask Liam to discuss his experience of speaking at the conference. Thanks, Liam.
Hi, how you doing? It was quite an amazing experience, actually. Outside of the talk, which I'll come back to, the actual SPE, the annual conference, and I got a sense of the organization is really very, very interesting. It's got quite a legacy now. It's 54 years old as an institution. It's huge. There are over 2,000 members. Interestingly, their membership is drawn from individuals rather than institutions, and it's open to educators, students, and just industry professionals. And so they have, in the past, they've had regions. It's been an American institution pretty much to all intents and purposes up until this point. And so they had regional chapters, if you like, or regions. And the conference moved around each region, every year. So the conferences have always happened. The annual conferences always happened in America. They're very, very, very keen to pursue a much more international agenda. And so they've changed the bylaws for the organization now, and they've taken away the regional identities and called them chapters. So, for example, the first one in is probably the first one in actually is APHE. We already have a relationship now with the SPE. Canada's, they'll probably be next up, but they're really keen to expand it as wide as possible. And so it's an incredibly active institution. The annual event, the annual conference, I think is obviously very, very special for SPE members. I think one of the key things, because it's open to the students, and because it's so old, most of the people there, for example, the executive director was a member of the SPE when he was a student. In fact, all of them are. All the educators were SPE members. And so when the students turn up, they bring their portfolios and they have our portfolio reviews and their student volunteers. There's a real kind of an inbuilt generosity into the relationship between the students who arrive and the staff that are there, because obviously the staff who did that 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They were those kids, who were sleeping in somebody's floor and flying about the place, and it adds a really interesting energy to the place. We don't necessarily do conferences of that scale. I think in the UK, at any given point, there's 3 or 4 talks happening, and it's a really interesting blend between industry. So, for example, there'll be talks about new Photoshop systems. There'll be a talk about lighting. There'll be a talk about different aspects of professional practice. There'll be a talk from an artist. Mine was very academic, but there's space for that as well. And so it's very interesting. And they have a fair where there's all tables, and you'll get, interestingly, you'll get universities will set up stalls there to promote their courses. I saw one from the UK, which is interesting. They've been there for a couple of years. It was good to see them. But a lot of the MA programs in particular will set up stalls there, but they'll have pro photo stalls, paper inkjet paper companies, and selling the works, but also offering advice. For example, I got talking to the pro photo representative, and he offered to do a Skype conversation with the University of Huddersfield students about pro photo lighting techniques. And he said to me, I'll do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't care, given the time difference. So it's a space where the things happen. You meet people, and you make connections, and things happen. You know, as a consequence of the talk, I'm going to be writing about an artist's work, really interesting work, and you know, we'll seek to get it published, and so there'll be a nice. There's something that's happened that's a collaborative project now, and that's just one. That's just one thing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So there's a bit of a delay on the line. Sorry about this. Can you say if you were to sort of advise the next person going, what would you say to do?
Bring business cards. Yeah, for sure. Bring business cards, and just get involved. Just meet as many people as you can, because everybody knows that's why they're there, and everybody's open to be met and to chat. If you can go and talk and present on some level, if you get the opportunity, there'll be open calls for papers, for example. Do that. I met, for example, Alva Graney, who teaches in University of Ulster. She won an award for best submission or something, and they invited her to come and speak about her work. And so in that way, you have a platform then, if you like, to showcase what you do, whether it's practice or, you know, imagery or writing. And that's a good way, because then people will come to you if they enjoy what you like. People will come to you and tell you that they really enjoyed what you did. You know, I've had, you know, after my talk, I had that. I had an editor of a journal, a peer-reviewed journal, say, if you want to publish the paper, please think of us. You know, and so that's, if you can do that, definitely do that. If not, bring a portfolio, because even if you aren't speaking, there's professional portfolio review sessions, and you're amongst. It's very much a creative community. It's not a hierarchical organization in that sense, where, you know, I mean, there's serious professional practitioners who are just bringing their work to show other people because they want feedback. And people are very generous.
Fantastic.
So that's it.
Brilliant. Okay, Liam, I think we'll draw this part 2 to a close, if that's okay.
Right.
Brilliant.
Right.
So,
yeah,
so go on.
And I just want to say it's I really highly recommend for people to have a look at SPE, and certainly with the APHE establishing connections with the SPE, I think it's an opportunity for us to really lead the charge when it comes to the growing of the international aspect of the SPE. It's really worth it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Liam. Thanks for taking the time and your busy schedule over in Orlando to have this quick chat with us. So we just have one more to do when you're back in the UK. So
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of your time in Orlando. And once again, on behalf of APHE, thank you very, very much for spending some time to talk to us. And thank you also for doing what sounds like a fantastic sort of a job of the paper over at the conference. So see you very soon, Liam. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.